Hi, I'm Jonathan Riley. I'm a compulsive gambler, and my last bet was the 25th of March 2017. And here we are on 25th of March 2019. Therefore, I'm now 2 years clean from gambling. And it's been a while since I did a video. It's been a while since I've talked about stuff openly and this sort of thing. I've just had a lot going on. And I've been meaning to get to this, and I've not really prepped for it, sort of thing. So again, it's going to be a bit of a ramble, I think. It's not a spur of the moment thing. I've been dying to do a video, I've just not found the time when, and like I say, I've not really known what to talk about. But because it's 2 years to the day, I've wanted to do one today for a while now. Excuse how I'm in my pajamas and I've got fluffy hair again, and I probably look quite tired. So, 2 years ago today, I was in the lowest point possible. I remember this day 2 years ago like it was yesterday. I remember where everything felt like it was mounting up. I felt like there was no way out. I felt so trapped, so pressured, and in the end I had to come clean and admit my problem and get help. And this I did. I've spoke about in other videos where the speaking out was like the release of the chains and just breaking free. Really cliche, really cheesy lines, but they're so true. And from that day on, I've just not looked back from gambling. I've had other issues and stuff with personal life and work life and just general day-to-day stuff and whatever. But gambling has not been part of my life. I have rid myself of it, and even though I've been surrounded by people that I know, friends of mine that gamble, and I've been out recently and been surrounded by just I went out for a drink this afternoon with a friend, and as in the pub, and the fellas I was with, they were playing like I think called Sticky 13s, where you pay £1 and it's like bingo. If you don't know, it's just like where the if you get rid of all your cards you've won. So it's like my point is I'm just constantly surrounded by an essence of gambling. It just doesn't bother me anymore. I know full well that I can't ever partake in it, because once I do, that's it. I won't look back up, So I don't, and it's just it's been quite things like that. Things like that make me realise how evident and apparent gambling is in day-to-day life, and you wonder how easy it can be picked up and stuff. Like, I spoke to people either via Twitter or Facebook, or just people I know through friends I know, whatever, who tell me how it starts and where they are now and the mess they get into and stuff. And like I've said in other videos, like I don't know, I can't really pinpoint the fact when it started, but it just starts, and once it's in there, it's in there, isn't it? It's like subliminal advertising for other stuff. Maybe it's like that for gambling. I don't know. I've never looked really deeply into it, but my point is that because it's just there, it's just in your face, and because I'm aware of it and I can see it, I don't do it. You know, like the lady, I was with my friend and two other friends. Two of these guys were playing this Sticky 13s thing, and me and my other friend, we weren't. But the woman who works in the pub, she like walked past and said, "Do you want to play?" And I said, "No, I'm all right." And it's a bit of an attitude as if to say, "Oh, why not? It's only £1." I don't want to pull her to one side. Come here, love. I'll tell you why. Got 26,000 reasons why I don't. What the hell do you want? So it's just my dog. He's had a haircut yesterday. I think he wants to just show off. Can you just move out of the way, mate? Over there. Yeah. Sorry. To me, I can just say no. that's it. And there was a time where I couldn't say no, and saying no was not doesn't come easy, doesn't come as such. But putting the things in place and learning from the experiences. Like, again, it's another cheesy line, but once you've learned your lesson as such, you won't do it. And I just know I'm not going to do it. But there are dangers out there. Like I say, it is that easy. Just pay this £1 and play this ticket 13s, or put £1 in a fruit machine, or buy £1 for a scratch card, or play the lottery. All these things that seem so innocent, it's there, but for me, I know once I've done that one act of a pound here or whatever there, whatever, I know it can just develop and develop and develop. Like recently, there's been the Cheltenham Festival, which is obviously a big event in the horse racing industry and gambling industry. Something that when I was obviously in the throes of the gambling addiction, I was very into the Cheltenham Festival and stuff. And I can remember 2 years ago, that Cheltenham Festival of 2017 being, I remember seeing it in my head. I remember in my eyes, I saw it as something as a really important week, because I knew I was getting to the end of the money I had available to gamble. So that 2017 Cheltenham Festival sticks in the memory. And then last year would have been the first Cheltenham Festival since I stopped gambling. I remember that one well. So I remember it being, like I say, it was the first one I didn't have a bet, but I still held an interest in it. I still spoke to people about it, people on Twitter or friends at work or stuff. Obviously, know my background, know I've been through a gambling problem. They also know I followed the horse racing, and I was asked for tips here and there. Even my mum, bless her, she was texting me on Gold Cup. Do you want any tips for the Gold Cup? I know I shouldn't be asking, but do you know who's going to win and stuff? I remember it. So this year, obviously, it was literally last week. I watched it, and I remember looking at every race and thinking, I fancied to win the race. But for me now, it was for different reasons. It was just me purely for, what's the word? Probably bragging rights. That's probably the best way I put that. Bragging rights. Like people I speak to on Twitter, or friends at work, or friends in my in my personal life and stuff. Just for me to say, I told you he'd win. I told you he'd win. I don't care what odds he is or anything like that. I just the horse I fancied. Now I can do that and look at it, and it was nice to just sort of like look at it and say, oh, I knew that horse would win. Now I don't gamble. Obviously, when I was gambling, it was nice to win because I'd win the money as well. But now it's just looking back, it was nice to say that horse won. Do you know what I mean? So even last Friday, on Paddy's Day, 17th, again, my mum texted me saying, do you know who's going to win the Gold Cup? And I gave her a couple of horses who I think might have won it, and one of them won it at something like 16-1. And it was just nice for me to see my mum. I think she won 30 quid, and she was really happy with that. And it was nice for me to say I tipped the winner of the Gold Cup. Now this is hard for I've spoken about this on Twitter a lot, so I'm very active on Twitter. I spoke about how I still follow horse racing, and I still put tips up as such and stuff. I've had people that with gambling addiction say, I don't know how you can watch it. For me, I can't watch it, I can't tip it, I can't even talk about it, I can't, but I can. And I'm not bragging, I'm not saying, oh, look at me, I can look at odds websites and talk about horse racing and stuff, but I just can, and I don't know. Do you know what I mean? I'm not trying to say, oh, I'm not showing off. I'm not trying to say I can do it and I don't bet. I do understand that people can't. Like, I'm trying to say, I know I can't put £1 in a fruit machine, so I know it's going to go and go and go. I know I can't put £1 or £2 on a football bet, because I know it's just going to snowball into a bigger bet and stuff. I know I can't put £1 or £2 on a horse and watch a horse race, but I can watch it. Like, for example, in England they're playing later on tonight. Back when I was gambling, I'd just, for fun, I'd have a bit of a play around with a first goal scorer bet, or on, well, a lot of bookies now, they do like where you can predict stuff in the match, like so many yellow cards, so many corners, so many goals, so and so to score, so and so to get booked, the time of the first goal, and how many goals there are in the whole match, how many fouls there are, how many you can put all these things together. And I remember doing that just for a bit of interest. But now it's nice to I'll watch England tonight just purely as an England fan, as a football fan, and just enjoy it. And 2 years ago, I had to have a bet on it to enjoy it. I had to have a bet to enjoy it. Now, I remember when filling out forms and answering questions online about to find out if you've got a gambling problem and stuff, and through my counselling and whatever, one of the questions was like, do you find little interest in things that used to interest you, sort of thing? And yeah, I remember, I can say, yeah, I didn't really want to watch horse racing or football just for the fuck of it. I wanted to watch it if I've got interest in it financially, like I bet on it. But now, obviously, 2 years down the line, I can watch football, horse racing, boxing, any sport, without having an interest in it financially, because I've got a bet on it. And it's just nice. It's just nice to be here in that situation now, where I can look back and say I can do that. So yeah, that's pretty much what I want to say. Like, how life has changed in the mindset of enjoying sport and looking at sport and living a pretty normal life, really, without getting too involved with gambling. Because I'm trying to say it's so easy just to have. I could do it now. I could go to the bookies now and go and put a bet on tonight's thing. I could go and do it. Of course I could. I could go on my phone tonight to a site and put a bet on tonight to make the game a bit more interesting. Of course I'm going to enjoy the game. So I like watching England and football. I could win some money. I could put £5 down and potentially win, well, whatever. Obviously, whatever else. It's nice to know now I can do it without, and obviously I'm better off because that money's in my pocket. Because that's the thing when you're gambling, you kind of get to the point that a point comes where you kind of think you've won the money before you even won it. You're already spending it in your head. You think, oh, that looks really good on paper. England to win, 3 goals, Sterling to score, 4 corners, 3 yellow cards, £5 wins you something like £100, and your brain will tell you that's an easy £100, and you're already spending £100, and that's what I mean. You feel like you enjoy the game more because you're going to win £100 at the end of it. And then come the end of the game, England have won, Sterling scored, you've got the right amount of corners, but you haven't scored the yellow cards, So now I can just enjoy it and enjoy life as much, and that's it, really. And I'll start doing videos again and get more regular, and hopefully we can I'll get back on doing these again and make a bit more sense. I haven't prepped for this, I've just done it off the cuff. So thank you. 2 years today, no more gambling. Come on England tonight, and see you soon. Bye bye.